They said the inheritance was split fairly. I got $500. My sister Anna got the house, the fully paid off car, the 10-year savings account, the one I'd spent a decade funding with my own paychecks. He deserves stability, Dad had texted me, as if that were justification. So do I replied. I didn't argue, didn't cry, I just got to work. I filed a formal claim, froze access to probate, and sent the executor a time-stamped dossier, every deposit, every statement, every receipt showing how that joint account had been built on my back. 2 days later, Mom called. Everything's locked, she said. Her voice trembled, not with sadness, but with rage. I didn't answer, I just sat on my porch, silent, watching the movers repossess the keys, the titles, the folders. Last $. I held the $500 check like it might disintegrate. Be grateful, Dad had said. I stared at that number less than our monthly Wi-Fi bill and thought about what fair had meant in this family. Fair like making me work 2 jobs in college while Anna found herself in Bali. Fair like letting her rack up credit card debt 3 times and bailing her out, while telling me to stop being so negative. So no, I didn't rage when the lawyer slid that check across the table. I didn't yell when he read the will. The house goes to Anna, as outlined in the codicil signed 3 months before death. In fact, I barely flinched. But inside, I snapped, because when Dad got sick, cancer, Fast and Vicious Sigh was the one who took unpaid leave, spent nights in the hospital, managed the bills, kept the lights on. Anna breezed in with designer sunglasses, stayed an hour, cried in the hallway, and left. And when he passed, I held Mom's hand, I cleaned out his closet, I picked the casket, Anna picked out the flowers, posted a black and white filtered photo, captioned, "He was my rock, forever broken." She didn't cry at the funeral. She cried when the will was read, because she wasn't surprised, she was proud, and I got $500. I remembered the day Dad first mentioned the joint family future fund. I was 19, working weekends at a mechanic shop. "We're building this for both of you," he said. So I deposited every month, sometimes just a little, sometimes half my paycheck, even when I moved out, even when I skipped meals to pay off my student loans. Anna never contributed. "I'm between jobs," she'd say, sipping wine on Mom's couch. "Don't worry, Mom and Dad have me." When I asked questions, I got gasped. "Why are you being difficult?" She's going through a lot. "You're doing fine." But I wasn't fine. I was fading until the day I found out they'd removed my name from the joint account 6 weeks before Dad died, when he could barely walk without help. "It's probably a clerical error," Mom had said, eyes avoiding mine. I looked at Anna. She wasn't embarrassed. She looked victorious. "You're doing fine," Mom repeated. "She needs stability." I looked around the room. That was when I saw it. Finally, clearly. I was never their child. I was their plan, their backup, their spine. And now that Dad was gone, they didn't even feel the need to pretend. So I built a case, receipts, texts, account, statements with my name in bold, 10 years of labor organized into a digital arsenal. Then I filed a claim. Probate access. Frozen. I expected silence. What I got was panic. At 7:14 a.m., my phone rang. It was Mum. "Everything's locked," she said. "What did you do?" "I filed a claim. I'm disputing the will." "You can't just do that." "I can," I said, and I did. She went quiet. "Anna needs access. Her mortgage." "It's my account too," I said. "Or at least it was." "You're being dramatic. This isn't what your father would have wanted." I laughed. Bitter. Before or after he signed everything to Anna and deleted my name while too sick to drive himself to a lawyer's office. "Don't do this. You'll tear this family apart." But that family, it never existed. After I hung up the flying monkeys descended cousins, aunts, people I hadn't heard from in years. "Why are you doing this to Anna? Your dad wanted this." Family doesn't sue family. Funny, none of them were there at 3 a.m. when I drove Dad to the ER. None of them stayed up managing hospice paperwork. None of them gave up anything, but they were ready to shame me for asking why the person who gave everything got nothing. Then came the knock. Anna, designer coat, fresh manicure, rage radiating off her like heat. "You filed a probate freeze." "I did." "You're screwing everything up." "I'm contesting the will." "Legal grounds." She scoffed. "For what?" "Jealousy." "No," I said calmly. "Forgery." She froze. "I have the originals. The bank verified the signature. Yours doesn't match." "Not even close." Her face fell. "That doesn't prove anything. It proves you stole what wasn't yours." "Yep." "Not getting the house," she hissed. "I don't want the house," I said. "I want restitution." "For what?" "For 10 years of being your safety net." She narrowed her eyes. Dad loved me more. I actually laughed. This isn't about love. It's about what you did. You're pathetic, she spat. Always jealous, because I'm better, prettier, worth something. That was it. The moment of clarity. Because I saw her not grieving, not sorry, just entitled. You can keep your delusions, I said. The court won't care. 3 days later, the court did care. The estate was frozen, transfers suspended. I hired a forensic accountant. His report: I'd deposited 92% of the total funds. Anna, she'd been siphoning the account while claiming she didn't know how to access it. I presented everything. Mom called again. Are you really doing this to your sister? No, Mom, I'm finally doing this for me, she cried. I let her pride for once. I wasn't the one apologizing. A week later, movers returned to the house. By court order, all assets were placed in escrow. Anna screamed. I watched. Then came the hearing. I arrived early 7:40 a.m. with a messenger bag full of facts. Anna arrived at 8:55, dressed like she was auditioning for Real Housewives. She passed by and sneered. I always knew you were a snake. I didn't. Blink, snakes shed skin, I said. I was done wearing mine. The judge heard everything, every deposit, every zero on Anna's end. Thousands spent on retreats, spa trips, first-class flights. Then I handed over a letter. Handwriting. If you're reading this, something went wrong, he'd written. I didn't change anything. I didn't take your name off. That wasn't me. The courtroom went still. The judge exhaled. I am suspending the revised will. There is credible evidence of undue influence and potential fraud. Anna gasped. My inheritance, it's not yours if it was stolen, but it wasn't over. My lawyer handed in one last file, a forensic breakdown. The signature on the will. Digitally lifted from a 2014 medical form, pasted faked. The gavel came down. The estate is reverted to its original structure, equal division of assets. $46,700 restitution to the plaintiff. Referred for investigation. Anna went white. I walked out. Outside, she waited. You think this is justice? No, I said. I think it's finally over. She hissed. You couldn't stand that Dad loved me more. He didn't, I said softly. He just couldn't say no to you. That night, the story broke online. Headline: Son freezes estate after $500 inheritance. Uncovers years of fraud. People responded. Strangers wrote me, your story gave me courage. I was the invisible one too. Then, the twist I never saw coming. A message from Jason, Dad's old friend. He'd found a file while cleaning out a storage unit. A draft trust, equal division, with a clause: if either child is found to have acted in bad faith, her share shall be reassigned. Dad had seen it coming. He just didn't know how to stop it. Anna's lawyer tried to save her, didn't work. Probate fraud is a felony. Mum followed soon after. A voicemail surfaced. He doesn't need the details. Just smile and say it's what Dad wanted. They were charged as co-conspirators. Reputations gone. I took my half. Gave some to a scholarship fund for kids like McQuiet. Loyal. Overlooked. The rest I bought a house. Modest. Quiet. Mine. Uncle Nate wrote me. One sentence stayed with me. You inherited your father's integrity, but not his fear. That's why you won. Mom never came to the sale. She sent a letter. Let's move on. No reason to dwell. I burned it. No apology, no truth, but I didn't need it. Because now the courts knew, the state knew, I knew, and that was enough. Now my life is quiet, whole, full of space I never had. No more calls. No more debt. No more bleeding for people holding the knife. One day, Anna's ex knocked on my door. He handed me an envelope. Inside, stick figure drawings, crayon scrolls, a card. Thank you for helping my dad. He's not sad now. Emma, Anna's daughter. She had no idea what had happened, but somehow she understood. I visited Dad's grave one last time. Left the letter. A photo of us. Fishing. Smiling. No words. Just peace. So how did it end? Not with a reunion. With me drinking coffee. Alone. Free. With silence that didn't hurt. With peace, not as the prize but as the proof. They said the inheritance was split fairly. My sister got the house, the car, the account. I got $500, and then I took back everything with truth, with power, with no apology. I didn't just win, I ended the story, and I never looked back.